Unlock the door, bitch. I'm on my way, and I got chicken strips.
I don't know why they call them chasers. It's not like Chubs can run real fast.
Double vodka with hot brownie chasers.
She just wanted to watch me eat it naked.
I can't say that. That's dirty.
Chasers will do anything to get into your pants. I love them.
Stop it! Stop!
Oh,
God! Chubs Gone Wild!
Well, hello and welcome to a fabulous Chubs Gone Wild episode. It is Chubs Gone Wild episode 532, recorded on February 26th, 2024. And you know what that means? It's almost the end of February in a leap year.
Yeah.
It's only special every 4 years.
You know, Cam's born on leap year.
Cam, oh yes, from Modern Family. For those of you who don't know, at least I'm assuming. I don't know any other Cams. I know a few Camerons, but yeah.
I knew a Cam was one of my friend's dads.
Oh, tell me more.
Oh, he's an asshole.
Oh, never mind then. Well, it is currently 64 degrees and partly cloudy outside the Chubs Gone Wild remote studios, where it is 34 days until Easter snuck up on me. It's also 248 days until Halloween and 303, only 303 days until Christmas. The star is coming up soon, isn't it? It must be. I'll have to look that up. Anyway, let's talk real quick before we get into all the fun stuff about Patreon, which is actually pretty fun in itself. Patreon offers folks a way to support creators and receive rewards not open to the general public, like, well, special podcasts, videos, books, and other items that, are fun and frivolities. And, well, anyway, we want to thank our current patrons, our amazing folks. Clint, Nephi, Nick, DJ Sausage from the Universe, Eric, Sean, Phoenix Dave, Brother Sinatus, Kingsley, Kathy Bacon, and Moose B. And please visit patreon.com/Matt Burlingame and see how you can become a patron of the show for as little as $1 a month. Now, join me in taking a deep breath. Exhale. Today's affirmation: I am willing to release the need to be unworthy. I am now becoming all that I am destined to be. Speaking of, I have a little story-ish, and I want to know if you know about these. Do you remember in like doctor's offices and hospitals and stuff when we were kids, they had this book of like biblical children's tales? Or they weren't really biblical, but they were like, supposed to be morals that were based on the Bible kind of thing. So they had stories in it. Like one that has always stuck with me is about this little boy who, shut up, go with it. The little boy would always take like the best like piece of chicken or the biggest individual dessert pie or things like that. And so the parents were just like so unhappy about this. So they had a big dinner party with all their friends, and they told all their friends not to, to make sure that they didn't, that they left the best and biggest for the son to get, which of course he snapped up in a heartbeat because that's, what he did. And so he got the biggest dessert pie and he cut into it and it was empty. Or he got like the best piece of meat or something like that, and it was seasoned with super hot pepper or something. It was just like, so that everything he got that was the best or the biggest or whatever was just horrible. And at the end of the dinner party, he cried and cried. And then the parents sat him down and said, well, you need to leave the nice things for other people and only take like, the crappy things for yourself. And, I that's stuck with me for like all my life. And I've always been like, it's like always been something that I've been like, oh, make sure that you leave the nicest for someone else because that way Jesus will love you, or like you'll be a better person for it, you know. And then like one day it just dawned on me. It's like basically saying, you know what? Remember, you're not worthy. You're not worthy of nice things.
What?
Comments. Comments. I invite you to comment on this. Does that sound
Well, I've got a feeling that you're adding more to the story than there actually
No,
was.
no, that was pretty much. I mean, they of course didn't say,
I understand what you're saying,
yeah.
but I can't imagine. Well, I don't know. I don't know. It's great.
Hmm.
I mean, terrible. It's a terrible thing. Awful. How could they
Well,
do?
well, the thing is, it's like, where do you draw the line of like what is? Yeah, you should. If you're having a dinner party and you have guests, let them have the nicer portions or the bigger portions and take smaller ones for yourself or whatever. Okay, fine. Don't. Where's the line between don't be selfish and you're not worthy?
Well, maybe that's what they meant, and you just misread it.
You know what? It was biblical. It was done by like uber crazy Christians. So obviously
What was the name of the
it
book
was,
that had all the little things in it and little quizzes and it was always in the
oh, Mad Libs.
what
Mad Libs.
Mad Libs?
Mad Libs. Oh, well, those were the ones where you had to pick the adverbs and the nouns.
No, I'm talking about the books at the doctor's offices.
Hmm.
They were kids
Oh, oh,
highlight.
yes, yes, yes. Highlights.
Yeah,
I loved highlight. I still love highlights.
I bet you do.
I mean, at least I can get most of them right. I still have trouble with the hidden objects, though.
Of course you do.
All right. Well, hey, today in history, 1919, President Woodrow Wilson officially designated the Grand Canyon as a national park. The geological wonder would go on to become one of America's most popular tourist attractions. Located in northwestern Arizona, the Grand Canyon is the product of millions of years of excavation by the mighty Colorado River.
Wait.
Yes.
Millions of years? The Earth's only been around just over 2000. I don't know what you're talking about.
Actually, I believe it was 6,000 because there was a few things that had to happen before Christ.
Not much.
No, that's true.
So this is all this, I don't
There
believe.
was time before Jesus. I read that in like a comic or something recently. Like, there was something that happened before Jesus. Okay.
Home to more than 1,500 plant species.
Yes, the chasm runs exceptionally deep, dropping more than a mile into the earth and is 15 miles across at its widest point. The canyon is home to 1,500 plant species and over 500 animal species, many of them endangered or unique to the area. And its steep, multicolored walls tell the story of 2 billion years of Earth's history.
Wait, 2 billion. Okay, what?
I
No.
know, I
Okay,
know,
this is
I
just,
know.
I don't know why you're making us listen to this.
We're making Jesus cry. I know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
See, you should you're not good enough. You just have to
I
realize that.
know I'm unworthy of seeing the Grand Canyon. I actually, it's funny because I just saw, and like yesterday or the day before, I saw a cartoon of the Flintstones standing next to this trickle of water, going, "Well, I hear some in a couple million years, this is going to be a huge attraction." Anyway, let's check out holidays. Do you think we celebrated anything?
Oh God, I hope so.
Well, it's Carnival Day. Did you go to the carnival?
To Carnival?
Yeah,
It's Monday.
it's Carnival Day.
Oh, Carnival.
Carnival, whatever, Frenchie.
It's,
It's also for Pete's sake
I'm sorry,
day.
that's for Brazil, Frenchie.
Well, for Pete's sake, I guess I got that wrong.
Yeah, it's kind of like Mardi Gras, but it shouldn't be this day. I don't know.
Well, I
Who knows?
guess that's why in Happy Color it popped up with a bunch of drag queens in headdresses. All right. Also, it's Levi Strauss Day. Nope. Personal chef. Nope. Pistachio, National Pistachio Day. Do you like pistachio ice cream?
Yeah,
Do you like pistachio pie? I actually made a pistachio pudding pie
oh, probably
about
not.
like last month. And let me tell you, girl, it was nasty. And I'm not talking the way I made it. I mean, I like the first few bites, I was like, oh, well, this is an interesting flavor. And then I was like, no, no, this is awful, icky. Anyway, National Set a Good Example Day. Yeah, we fucked that one up. All right, tell a fairy tale. Well,
What?
well, okay. Guess we're not going to tell any fairy tales today. Also, it's a National Thermos Bottle Day. So, how many of your lunch boxes as a kid did your thermos get lost?
Yeah, none.
You were
Why
one
would
of
it get
those
lost?
kids. Well, you
I mean,
know,
it's in the thermos. I mean, in the lunchbox. Why would it get lost?
well, you have to take it out, right?
Well, and then you finish your food, and then you put the
Oh, well, you were
back
just
in
a
the
little
box.
pamby like, oh, look at me. I put my thermos back. Well, I didn't, I guess. I don't remember. But I do remember I had a Snoopy lunchbox that I loved. I loved it so
Until you
much.
lost that thermos.
But I usually ended up brown bagging. And you know what? We were very poor. So
Oh God, no, really, you?
yeah, so my lunches to take when I was actually a kid was peanut butter and butter sandwiches. No one wanted to trade me shit. They're just like, I don't know, that's weird. Fuck that. But as I got older, I got free lunches
I
because
know
I'm
because you were
Californian.
poor.
What's that?
Because you were poor.
Well, I mean, yes, but you know, you get the hot lunch at school. Did you ever get those?
Usually.
Yeah. What was your favorite?
Um,
Was it pizza day?
oh no, pizza. You never pizza day consisted of whatever they had left over that week. So you'd lift up the cheese to see what it was. I had I had turkey pizza from Thanksgiving. I
Oh,
um let's see, I had hot dog pizza. That was
oh,
that was very popular. Um uh and every once in a while you'd get like because it was only this big, remember?
yeah.
It's
It was that weird
the
square, like a
size of the
Pop-Tart.
tray.
Yeah.
Right. So it fit in the tray and it would have like two pieces of pepperoni on it. And
Mhm.
those are the days where everyone's like, oh, we got to get the pizza today. Because we don't like the hot dog pizza. But I no, I rarely took my lunch.
Yeah, it's same for me actually, especially when I got into like the eighth grade. Like the lunchroom was a place of bullying for me. So I would just go outside and wait and get the good basketball and wait for my friends to come and play basketball, even though we didn't really play basketball. We just shot hoops and tried to stay away from the jocks. Anyway, well, those are
You had
some.
it all wrong, girl. I stayed around the jocks.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. We didn't go to the same school then.
Oh
All
no,
right.
like no, mine was good.
No, no, no. Okay, today's birthdays. Happy birthday to Steve, Dylan, Shelly, and Well, that RT Cruiser. Happy RT Cruiser Day. Upcoming birthdays. Happy birthday to Aaron, Marshall, Rachel, Ash, Lisa, Anne, John, Danielle, Marilyn. Oh, Marilyn, she helped us on backstage at some theater shows. And also to Joseph. Oh, he was in some of our theater shows. Okay. And then also to Cormine, and to Steve, another Steve. Hello, happy birthday. What up? What up? What up next? There's nothing in our feedback this episode. And I would like to send out a couple Chub hugs and to Mr. Ouija for helping me set up the treadmill, and to Mr. Moose, who sent me an early little Easter surprise of some different flavored Kit Kats from Japan, and it was just lovely. And some of them were I tried a few of them, and they were very, very interesting. And then I tried a few of them, and well, they have very different tastes of what constitutes desserts over there. Let me tell you, the matcha and the what do you dip the sushi in? The
Ponzu
girl.
sauce.
No, the real hot stuff. Wasabi. Yeah,
Oh,
wasabi Kit Kat. Girl.
see,
No.
wasabi is not something you dip into. You add it to something you're dipping.
Oh, well,
It's kind
there
of
we go then.
like a ground up goo, and then you put that into your soy sauce or ponzu, um, to flavor that and give that.
Oh.
That's usually hot stuff.
Or if you're Steve-O, you just snort it and then yeah, that happens. But I know you've got some chub hugs that you want to send out.
No,
What? But
no.
they're free.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful day, a third
It's
beautiful day in a
beautiful.
row. It's over 60. Everyone must feel as good as I do right now. So I can't even imagine sending out a chub hug. Well, how about to you? I'm sending you a chub hug
Oh,
because I don't know. I'm sure you got something going. So that's what I'm giving you the hug
well,
for
that's
whatever
sweet.
is going on today.
Oh,
I'm
there's a
sure,
lot of things going
I'm
on.
sure we'll hear about later.
Yeah, okay. We got that going on then.
Hmm.
All right, well, let's go on to celebrity deaths. Would you like to send them some chub hugs now?
No, they're dead.
How about their families? Don't you love their families?
No, no. I was thinking about that. You realize that
Mhm.
when you go to a funeral,
Yeah,
you're actually going to the funeral to for the people who survived,
yeah,
not the dead person. I mean, technically you're there, but you're there to help to ease the pain and suffering of the loved ones that are closest to them.
right.
And
Yeah. I've
uh,
I've often heard people say that funerals are for the living, and it's very true, really. But okay, so celebrity deaths that happened this week. Once upon a time, alum Chris Gauthier, depending, just died on the 23rd. He was 48. Nancy Drew and Star Trek Discovery actor Kenneth Mitchell died after a 5-year battle with ALS. Uh,
oh,
he,
5 years. Oh,
what's that?
ALS.
Oh, it's fucking horrible.
Well, but 5 years.
Yeah,
Most of the people go in like like once they actually have the diagnosis, it's usually like they're gone within a year and a half, and it's
yeah.
horrible and miserable and awful for everybody involved.
Mhm.
Um, and but 5 years, that's just wow. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. He was only 49. Pamela Salem, British actress, best known for her work in James Bond and Doctor Who franchises, died February 21st at 80. Tony Ganios, Baños, best known for the fan favorite character Meat in the Porky's films, died February 18th. Yeah, I was just talking with him with Ouija the other day. Charles, do
Have
you
you
have,
ever seen his wiener?
yeah, I think so.
No, they never showed it in the movie.
Not in the movie, but
Oh,
I don't
well,
know. We'll have to Google
yeah,
and
look
find
into
out.
that. Find his wiener
I
in
don't
honor of his death.
know.
That was his big role.
Yeah. Well, yes, there it was his role, yes. Let's see. Charles Deerkop died on the 25th after suffering heart attack and battling pneumonia. He was 87. The actor starred in Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, The Sting, and Policewoman, the series. Um, Ewan McIntosh, best known for his role as Keith in the UK version of The Office, died at age 50 on the 21st. So, all right, the Royal Mint has announced its limited edition £5 coin honoring the late singer George Michael. The commemorative coin features the former Wham lead singer wearing his signature sunglasses. It also includes a snippet of lyrics from his song Faith, released after he left the band to embark on a solo career. And anyone over there in Britain listening, Pedro Pascal is not one to deliver a status quo award show acceptance speech, and well, we couldn't be happier about it. True to form, he won the award for the outstanding actor in the drama series HBO's The Last of Us at the SAG Awards on Saturday, and he
You believe?
revealed to the
Um,
audience that he was a bit inebriated. So, in an effort to keep the movie industry alive beyond creating, films and stuff, some of Hollywood's most celebrated filmmakers are the proud new owners of the historic theater and movie theater in Los Angeles, led by Juno and Ghostbusters director Jason Reitman. A coalition of 35 filmmakers, including Steven Spielberg, Bradley Cooper, Chloe Zhao, and Christopher Nolan, have acquired the Village Theater, a 93-year-old landmark located in Los Angeles's Westwood neighborhood. So there you go. And now Tom wants to talk to you about.
okay. Well, once again, I just want to I wanted to reiterate that when you're watching limited series, even if you're binging them, watch the recap.
Yes.
Watch the recap. I mean, we've been doing it all week, and I find that especially when you're drinking or you're high or both,
Yeah.
uh, and distracted, sometimes you'll miss things as well that you need to know in the next thing. Anyway,
Mhm.
recap. Okay, let's see. RuPaul's Drag Race this week they did the Snatch Game, and there were a couple that were good, and all the rest were well, all the rest were mediocre or terrible.
Uh,
Terrible. So it wasn't the best Snatch Game, although like I said, the guy the queen that played James Brown and the queen that played Serbian the Serbian singer actress that she's like it's like Madonna and Lady Gaga but with a really bad attitude, so she was really funny as well, but the rest not so good. Let's see, and Pit Stop was actually pretty funny this week too, because that we watched it right after, and they had Trixie Mattel, and I'm trying to remember who was on it with her, but we laughed a lot.
hmm.
Um, because it's just they get all nasty and rude to the other queens that they're basically criticizing. So that was fun. Let's see, on the Trader this week, um, uh, Peter, who is a former bachelor on The Bachelor. He was actually the guy, not one of the bachelorette, you know,
Mm.
wannabes. So he's the actual guy. He's going after this housewife, right? And she's going after him. So they're at the big round table, and he says something, and she goes, "You know what, Peter? I don't have to kiss your ass to get a rose." And I thought it was just so dramatic in the show that it was hilarious. Let's see. American Idol was came back last week.
Wow.
It's on Sunday nights on ABC or on Hulu on Mondays. Um, and it's so funny because when we first started watching it, Sean's like, and by the end, he's
Mm.
like, "Oh, really? Oh, this was a really good show today. This was good." He was really
Mm.
happy, and and the nice thing is on Hulu, you get none of the commercials. It's a tight hour, like 10 minutes. It's really really good. Um, and they weren't really highlighting too many bad people, so that was comforting. Um,
Mm.
let's see, uh, on Netflix, there's the new Avatar, the new Airbender, and this is a limited series, live action, so it's no longer the cartoon, it's not the
Mm.
movie,
Okay.
and this one's working much better. I
Good.
you know I can follow the storyline, even though I do know a little bit from the movie and the cartoons. I always, whenever I caught it, it was like, I don't know what this is all about. What's going
Yeah,
on?
same.
So I think this is, but then with Percy Jackson, and now with the new Harry Potter coming out in 25, um, I think that gives them some room to tell the story, and that's
Right.
what. Um, let's see, Ted the series. The episode that we watched last was Ted's going out with Ted's guy, who's the Mark Wallenberg's character, but a
Mhm.
teenager. He's going to go out with this girl, so Ted can drive like Brian and Family Guy. So Ted's driving a car, and he's got the two of them up on top of the car. They put a carpet over the top of the car. So they're sitting on a carpet, and they're dressed like Aladdin and Jasmine. So, and it's really, he's going nice and slowly around the neighborhood, and all of a sudden a squirrel runs out. He hits the brakes. They go flying off the car. It was so hilarious. I mean, if somebody actually had done that, and that wasn't a stunt person, they would have
Uh,
been in real damage.
uh,
uh, and so they're in the doctor's office, and the doctor's going on about, oh God, you kids in this whole new world thing, huh? You think it's so funny? Well, I hope you're not going to try this again. And so they're packing up their stuff, getting ready to leave the doctor's office, and he comes in and goes, "Okay, you two get out. I got a whole new world coming in. Two more." And so these two people come in dressed like Lana Jasmine, but they're all beaten up and stuff. It was I just laughed and laughed and laughed. It made me so, yeah. It
good.
was I was very tittery. We finished True Detective with Jodie Foster over on Max,
Yeah.
and um, it wasn't aliens. It was very spiritual, but it had a logical ending once we found out, what actually had happened to the people that were killed. And so um, I was perfectly happy with it. A lot of people aren't happy with it online, but HBO's happy because they renewed it for another season. Not this, the creator of season 4 will move on. Not they'll tell a different story next time. So,
Mm.
which I like. I really like. It's almost like American Horror Story. Some are good, some are bad, some are really good.
Yeah.
So, and you can also attract major stars to come in and do a limited series.
Right. Yeah.
And when you get somebody like Jodie Foster, it's a major event.
Yeah.
Did you know that Anthony Hopkins was only on screen 16 minutes in Silence of the Lambs?
No. No, I didn't.
It's the shortest
Hmm.
on-screen time for any best actor.
Wow. Huh.
Let's see. The Ghost is back on CBS or Paramount. We started watching Martin, the Martin Lawrence show from
Oh,
I
yeah.
guess the 90s. I never watched it before. So, and all I keep hearing is how it is like a classic. It is liquid gold. It is just like, and I'm watching this going, this is
Really?
not great.
Yeah, I
Um,
watched it back then. I didn't think that much of it.
yeah, I mean it has some funny moments, and he
Yeah.
does, I like his extra characters that he plays
Yeah.
because they're all really gross. But he has some fun with it. But otherwise, it's like, okay, I guess maybe I just don't know. Still enjoying Loudermilk. The Connors are back, as well as Abbott Elementary, which we talked about last week. Um, we just started a new show called Brother's Son over on Netflix. This is with um, Michelle
Yo.
what is Yo?
Yo.
Yeah, her.
You
She
know, she
plays
is freaking everywhere.
well, she plays a mother of a well, she was married to, or maybe still is, a gangster in Asia. And so but when she had the second, they had two kids. She left one of the kids with the father, and she took the other one to America, where she's putting him through, school to doctor school
Huh.
and medical school, and she's a nurse, and then what happens is the father almost is killed, and so they got him protected, but the son who was with the father has come to America to warn the mother that they might be coming for her, which they do right away.
Huh.
So it's a limited series. But it's been super fun. Lot of knife work. I was really shocked. I just because usually when you have like gangsters, they're all
Uh,
machine guns, but a lot of knives in this one, and I don't like knives. Um, let's see, a Griselda. We started watching that. That's Sofia Vergara. Yes, from Modern Family. She
yeah.
plays uh, basically a coke dealer trying to make it clean in America, but gets sucked right back into it because she can't make any money. Real money except for selling cocaine. So that's where we're at right now. Wonka is coming to Max on March 8th, so a couple weeks
Nice.
you'll be able to see that on Max. And I did see two movies this week. The Last Voyage of the Demeter, which was uh, that art house vampire movie where
Yeah.
they're on the boat, and they no one's thinking, well, maybe we can't find who the killer is. Maybe we should see if he's hiding in a box, but they never do.
Nope.
Uh, and so and it was okay. I mean,
Yeah.
and then we watched the new Mission Impossible,
Hmm.
which is over on Paramount Plus right now. And
Yeah.
the meter was on, I think it was Paramount as well, Paramount Plus.
What did you?
Um, but Mission Impossible, the new one, it was super long
Yes.
and very forgettable.
Yes.
I mean, I watched it last week, and we watched it during the day, so I wasn't drunk. Uh, so yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know. It was
I liked the action sequences. But yeah, exactly what you said. The rest of it was like, okay, whatever. I don't know what you're talking about. Move along.
yeah. So and that's it for me. Well, actually, I did get my we have the dates, the hotel, and the airfare to New York all scheduled. So I'll be in New
Ooh,
York the 15th through the 22nd of March.
15th through 22nd of March. Well, y'all heard it.
And what's the one thing that's really good is because Broadway is dark on Mondays. That's everybody's day. So I got us tickets to see Colin Quinn at a comedy club, um, and they were $15 a piece.
Wow.
in New York.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's pretty.
we're paying, between 25 and 50 here in at the Punchline, and
Right.
that's minimum. So yeah, and this is kind of cool. They say it's a 2 item minimum. So, if you're like it was so if the show's like an hour and a half and you're not going to be you taking down 2 drinks, you can get a drink and some fries, and
Huh.
that's your 2 item minimum,
That's
which is because it's always like um and I'm thinking is something I hope Punchline hears about and does, because you go there and we get like Diet Cokes or Diet Pepsis,
right.
because we're not drinking and driving. So then if we could get a Diet Coke and we could get some nachos, and that would pay our bill. Not pay our not bill, but requirements. We would do our requirements. So anyway, go ahead. What do we watch together?
Oh, that's pretty cool. Colin Quentin, he's old school.
Yeah, and that's why I was really happy to see that too.
I remember when he was on MTV and I had a crush on him. So, I mean, that is old school.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so The Bachelor season 28, Joey, and this is the one where I think you probably have a little more details about it, but the woman leaves because Joey doesn't want kids right away.
Well, yeah, well, because what he says is, he actually says, "Well, I'm thinking we'll be like engaged for like 3 years, and
Yeah.
then get married, and then stay married for 2 or 3 years, and just enjoy the marriage, and
Mhm.
then after that, we'll think about starting a family." And she's like, "Tick tock, tick tock, hell no, bye bye,"
Right.
and and I
And
know,
deservedly so, because she's got conception issues. I mean,
right?
so I mean, I completely get that. I think that she made a good decision. Um, so
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely, yeah,
And
absolutely.
there is a difference, it doesn't seem like there should be a big difference, but he's 25 and she's 30, 31, which really is not that big a difference. But when you're talking about somebody that has con- you know,
Sure.
fertilization issues and stuff like that, it can mean a lot of difference. So I think she made the right choice.
Yeah, well, and a lot of the other girls were kind of questioning their choice as well, because
Yeah,
she did share it with people, and everyone's like, "Wow, not having kids for like 7, 8 years? Wow, that's a long time,
right,
And I'm like,
exactly.
yeah, yeah, maybe no kids at all. Ah, they run for the hills. That all those girls want to have babies. You can tell.
Yeah, well,
That
yeah.
may be Maria. Maria, maybe not.
Yeah, Maria, I don't know. Maria's a very interesting
Well,
person.
what I thought was interesting is that she's gotten a rose the last 3 ceremonies.
Yeah,
Oh
and
no, before the ceremony,
right.
not during the
I
ceremony.
mean, I really like Maria. I'm
Yeah,
just like I feel like I'm being set up. It's like right now she is the clear, like they get along, they're relaxed together, they're having a good time.
he's
You
doing
know,
everything he can to keep her there.
yeah, but I just have this feeling that they're setting us up for a big departure over something. I don't know. But I do think that and I was feeling it with the Caitlin, what is her name? Bailey, the one that has the cochlear implant. Kaylee, Bailey, Bambi, Tiffany. I don't know, one of those names. Anyway,
Uh,
I really
she's
like her.
she's the Christmas tree girl.
Oh yeah, yeah, exactly. I really like her, but the last couple episodes, I'm not feeling a connection between them, and I think she pretty much said it too. So, um, anyway, I don't know, except for Maria, I'm not real. Oh, not Leah, but there was another Asian um woman, really, really pretty, and she kind of was one of those that I say that like almost every episode, I'm all of a sudden they start highlighting someone, and I'm all like, "Where'd she come from? Who is she?"
Yeah, I didn't remember
And
her.
she was the one for this episode, but then I was like, wow, actually, they look like they would be pretty good together. So anyway, I don't know. I don't know. I hope Joey finds somebody to really love, but I'm kind of questioning whether it's gonna happen or not. But I'm really trying hard to avoid spoilers because every time I go to look something up, like the first things that pop up are like spoilers over this, and I'm like, no, no, no. Um, do. Uh, okay, feud Capote versus the Swans. Are you all caught up?
I think so.
Okay, so this was the episode where Truman has tries to kill himself, and then James Baldwin comes and spends the day with him and tells him, "Look, bitch, get your shit together, get cleaned up, and like fry these swans." And then disturbing. It's been out a week, I think. So, spoiler alert if you're gonna get spoiled. But then, of course, he decides to have somebody go kill a swan in the park and bring it back and fry it up and cook it for him to eat. And I'm just like, really, really. I get the metaphor of it, but did we really need to do that? I don't know. And by the way, the whole James Baldwin talk and all that other stuff that they did apparently did not happen in real life. But oh well, at this point, it's not about, I guess, what's happening in real life. Although the first feud, from what I understand, a lot of it was documented that it did happen. But this one, I guess they're just kind of whatever. So I don't know. But it was slow but interesting. What did you think?
Mm, I don't remember it.
Okay.
I still was Jessica Lange really there, or was she a ghost?
I
The,
think she was a ghost.
okay, because I was waiting for them to show him dancing around the dance floor with no one else there. But
Oh, at the very end.
yes, when she showed up at the party at the
When she showed up at the party, that was supposed to be his mother.
right.
And yes, she was a ghost. She was in his imagination. And at the very end, they did actually show him like just dancing around. Well, not at the very end, but before that, they showed him dancing around on his own and everybody kind of looking at him like
Okay, I didn't see that
drunk.
then because
Yeah,
I was trying to figure out what in the hell is going on here. This is
yeah.
weird.
So he was supposed to be like envisioning that it was his mom, but uh, she wasn't really there. So, and the same with this, James Baldwin apparently never showed up. In fact, they were kind of adversarial back in that day. Next up was Halo, which is season 2. This was episode 4. And
Four, there's
yeah,
an
or
episode.
3.
Okay,
Or
I
3.
haven't seen this one. So
Okay, so 4. So you're not really, it's set up. If you watch the end of season 3, you already know what's going to happen. Basically, Covenant is under assault.
it's season 3. There's only been two
Season
seasons.
2, episode 3, sorry.
Oh, okay,
You
okay,
finished
okay.
episode 3, you saw the big blast coming through the window, and it's basically Covenant is under attack, and this is an pretty much all action episode, and it was really good. I like their action episodes, but their actual storyline episodes, they just are not. And I think that's one of the things that's bothering me about a lot of the shows lately, especially the action shows, is that their stories are just dragging on, trying to be all complicated or not giving you enough, or oh, we're going to hold back just this little bit to keep you wondering. And the
See,
stories
I think
short, the action's amazing.
this is this is just the opposite of the Percy Jackson. These
Mm,
are they're too long. They're adding too much fluff in here, too much storyline, and I don't need more exhibition. Is that what
Exposition.
exposition? I don't need more of that. I need less of that. Because I need you're not holding my attention.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And this is a lot like with the Witchers and the circle wheel and all that stuff. So
Yeah. It's like
ugh,
just move the story along.
yeah,
Okay. So I think that's it, right?
I guess.
Okay, so as far as me this week, I was able to go out yesterday with my friend Luigi and get a new pair of pants and a new belt, which was really nice. I haven't had one of those in a long time. And he took the time to, which was about 90 minutes, to set up the treadmill. So now I have to go investigate that and get all that sort of figured out there. Looks like a cloud went across your window. You all of a sudden dimmed down a bit. I know, right? All right. Anyway, so that is really good, and I'm looking forward to moving forward more with that. So that was, but other than that, this week, I haven't had a lot of things going on, mainly just to catch up and everything. Um, And then I have been watching a lot of America's Got Talent, Britain's Got Talent, X Factor. Like there are people on there who just take all the amazing performances of this, type of performance or that type of performance and stream together these like 90-minute videos. And I have just been kind of putting those on and letting them play and doing stuff around the house. And but I've just really been enjoying it because watching the full shows and all and this is why this person's special. Let's go into a 10-minute montage. I'm like, no, thank you. No. But just watching them perform, amazing. So very fun. Uh, and then other than that, I watched the new episode 3 of Tracker, which is on Paramount Plus. And this episode so far is the best yet, although this is very old school PI formula type show, like very late 80s, early 90s Simon and Simon type, but um it's been the best yet. The writing was a little bit better, but there's always, a pretty woman that he ends up flirting with or sleeping with. Always a reason to get his shirt off. There's always someone questioning his past. He's usually always getting hurt and having to get medical attention. The cop is always an asshole. Uh, so yeah, but there. Oh, and by the end, also, it's always the tech guy, like thousands of miles away, that's the one who really solves the case. But oh, and there's also a really cool older lesbian couple on this one who are kind of his handlers and find him jobs and stuff like that. And they're very fun. So it's one of those shows that don't expect much, but if you don't expect much, it's fun. So
You're just watching it because he takes off his shirt every episode.
well, yeah, pretty much. But I'm actually rooting for the show. Like they've got great characters on it, and even his character is a really good character. But I just want them to like hit that stride. Like they've had 3 episodes now. Okay, now get your shit together and create a story because if you don't get the stories like keeping us coming back, just him taking his shirt off for 30 seconds an episode isn't going to be enough. So I am rooting for the show, yes. And then the only other thing that I really watched was Discovery season 1. Um, I don't know. I watched Halo last night, and then Discovery started coming up after it. And I always said that this Star Trek Discovery season 1 was just not great. I don't want to say it was bad, but it was not great. Um, but when I was watching it last night and really paying attention to it, the it, it I It was good. It was actually pretty good. So I'm thinking that giving it another watch, maybe I will end up liking it a lot more than I did the first time. But one of the bad things about it is that all the Klingon is in subtitles. The Klingon is all spoken. It's not, like where they do the, oh, we're speaking Klingon. Okay, we're speaking English now. It's all Klingon and subtitles, and it is bad. It is bad, bad because it's so fast you can't keep up. I have to keep pausing the screen. So anyway, that's my week. Now we're going to move on to the advice, which we have something a little bit different from advice here, as Tom can tell you. We have, am I the asshole? So I, a 41-year-old, or no, 41, 38-year-old female, am a single mom with my teenage daughter, who is 17. My sister, who's 36, lives nearby with her husband, and two kids, who are 9 and 7. Carly sometimes babysits her cousins on the weekends so that my sister and brother-in-law can go out, usually for 3 to 4 hours. In exchange, my sister gives her 30 to 40 pounds cash in hand. Me and my sister do not make her babysit. She volunteers to. She likes having the extra money to fund her Starbucks addiction without having a part-time job in fast food or retail. Plus, the kids love getting to see her. I'm glad that who cares about that? Last weekend, there was a problem. A couple hours after she came home from babysitting, my sister calls me. It was my niece's birthday a couple weeks ago, and there was some leftover birthday cake in the kitchen. It was a custom-made fancy lemon curd cake, and at the party, I remember a lot of kids didn't want to eat it, so there was a lot left over. While she was babysitting, Carly had eaten 2 slices. My sister said that she should have asked before helping herself to the cake, and that it was expensive. I apologized to my sister and told her that I would have a word with my daughter. She mentions again that the cake was custom made and expensive, and says that we should be compensating her. At first, I honestly thought she couldn't be serious, but then she didn't want me to give her money because of the cake. I'm trying to get to the rest of it. There we go. I mentioned that surely the cake is going to go bad soon if it isn't already stale. I mean, the party was 2 weeks ago. I said lightheartedly, but made it clear I'm not going to give her any money. She said she paid 70 pounds for the cake, and she expects me to give her $20, 20 pounds. I told her I'm not doing that. My sister says I'm being inconsiderate and that my daughter ate the slices without permission. I feel like she's being petty, and what difference would it make if all of it got eaten last weekend or at the birthday party? Am I the asshole for refusing to pay her for the cake? Hell no. I think your sister's an asshole for even bringing it up.
Sister's a dick.
Nobody wanted that fucking cake, and she just hates having to admit that she made a
But
bad.
but the thing is, when you go into, when you're babysitting,
Mhm.
you're not supposed to get in the alcohol, you don't get in the drugs, but the food is basically open for everyone.
That's exactly what I said in the comment. I like, you get paid, and whatever's in the fridge, go for it.
Yeah, it's all fair game. And if you didn't want that cake to be eaten, you should have said something.
Yeah.
You
Not
got
to
to
mention it's fucking 2 weeks old. You're lucky she ate it at all.
But it was custom.
Custom piece of crap, because not when you have kids that aren't eating cake, there's a problem. And it's your choice in crappy cake. So anyway, not the asshole. Hey Chubs, do you have a special family heirloom? If so, what is it? My family jewels. Now what?
You got plenty of them. I got
Yeah,
lots.
same here, but I think the one that probably the whole family would say was we have a grandfather clock that belonged to our great grandparents. Um, so yeah, unfortunately it doesn't work. We want to get it fixed.
Yeah, I've got my mother's Hummels.
Mhm.
Um, I've got uh, let's see, I'm trying to think of I've got a painting, a couple paintings that were my folks.
Mhm.
Uh, pieces of furniture, shit like that.
Yeah,
Um, but I've got quite a few things. Stuff that Sean always wants me to throw out too. Get rid of those. We don't need those.
that's horrible. It'll be your legacy to your nephews and nieces or something someday.
Oh no. Are you kidding? They're my age.
Well, I know, but I didn't know who else to say, your great grandniece or something.
Oh,
Anyway, moving
maybe.
on. Hey Chubs, is it easy for you to pee in front of people? Um,
Sure.
I think our Timothy here is setting us up for some weird kinky stuff. I don't know. No, I have trouble with that, as several men will attest to.
Oh. What, because you wouldn't pee on them?
I didn't say that.
Or you tried and you couldn't pee? See, I could pee at any time. I have no problem at all.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I sometimes have issues when I'm like in the public toilet and stuff if people are making too much noise. But I have gotten better at it. But when I was younger, especially, I had a lot of trouble with it. So, all right. Thank you, Timothy, for sending those in. We truly appreciate your odd probing questions. All right. What's in your lunchbox? Oh, by the way, if you want to send questions in like Timothy did, just go ahead and send them to chubsgonewild@gmail.com. And Mr. Moose wrote in and said, I have some cake for you, starting with just out of the oven, a lemon dump cake. Oh my. Saw this recipe on social media site and thought I'd try it. Yellow cake mix, lemon pie filling, cream cheese, butter, dump in all layers into a pan and bake. Smells good. Have to let it cool before eating. And it looks really good too.
Was it good? Did he not say?
I know.
Hey, Moose,
Had to let it cool
you got
first.
to tell us if it was good or not.
Yeah.
I want a piece, and if it's not good, I don't want a piece.
Now what is it? Are those like chunks of cream
I
cheese?
think they're floating pieces of cream cheese. Yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
Maybe, he might have taken a block of cream cheese and cut it into like cubes or something.
Yeah. Okay.
Hmm.
Um, what chocolate? Oh, white chocolate and raspberry cake. Can't tell you anything about it. Going to really. Going to have this with a cup of caramel coffee, which I'm waiting for on now. Ooh my. It looks really wonderful. And then finally, was at the grocery store buying guacamole for hubby. Saw this in the bakery, Black Forest cake, lots of icing, and they pureed the cherries. Cake super moist was so good. Hmm, I'd try that. I'm not a huge chocolate cake fan, but that looks really good, especially with the cherries in it.
I'm just trying to figure out how their store bakery has all these great
I
looking
know,
cakes.
right?
This
Yeah,
my store bakeries, the cakes look like shit.
excuse me. Yeah, same, same. Um, let's see. Next up, we have me. And here is our friend Ouija and I yesterday. We went over to Pete's Pizza and Brew Pub or whatever that is over by the movie theater. And he had the chicken parm, I believe. And he said it was really good, but he got about halfway through it and said, wow, that was really filling. I kind of did the same. Mine was a mushroom Swiss burger with really good fries. The fries were really good, but the one they put way too much lettuce on that burger, and it's and then it was so messy to try to eat, which can be fun. Sometimes that means it's a good burger, but it was just really, really messy. So, okay. If you want to send us what's in your lunchbox, just send that over to chubsgonewild@gmail.com. And Golden Rule Services want to remind you about an important tool in helping you prevent. Let's try that again. Golden Rule Services want you to know about an important tool in preventing you from contracting HIV. PrEP is a medication proven to be 99% effective in preventing HIV infection. To learn more about PrEP, visit sacgrs.org. And you can find more about Tom's podcast at swannerandjudd.com. You can find more about my books at justkisstheguy.com. Find all of our links at allmylinks.com/chubsgonewild, and give us a call at
408-69 Chubs.
All right, talk about loading it in to 408-69 Chubs.
What?
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 Saying that they should phone us.
No, phone
like
us.
Bacon sometimes does.
Yeah.
By the way, guess what? Oh, that's very interesting. I didn't see that listed. Something that's going to be happening before our next episode.
What?
It's going to be somebody's birthday month again.
Oh, that's right.
And their actual birthdays before our next episode, so somebody doesn't have their birthday listed. Very, very sneaky, Miss Bacon. Well, I guess we'll just have to, well, you know what? We're not going to tell you, but happy birthday, Miss Bacon. And we will catch you next time. Bye.
Bye.
A network of inclusion.
UnivazPods.net.
This show is part of the Pride 48 network.
This has been a For Fuck's Sake production.